Welcome to the Morning Blessings. I am Tessa-Marie. How are you feeling today? Yeah, welcome. The Morning Blessing is open for you to get there. So let's see what we can do with it today. We have an amazing topic for you. And let's get the show on the road. Look at the topic. Good morning. Oh, Esto, I hadn't seen you for a while. Good morning, my nephew. How are you feeling this morning? It is a beautiful morning. A little bit on the wet side, but warm. So it's going to be a warm day. So how are you feeling? Good morning, Ryan. How are you guys feeling today? Oh, it's 8 o'clock. Let's get the show on the road. Your routine must continue for success to happen. Good morning, Colleen. Oh, nice to see you. Not chauffeuring children to school today? That's nice. You got a break. So your routine must continue for success to happen. Those routines that you have, we have routines, and maybe they're not like as stern and as stiff as my routines, because I do mine regardless, right? And I'm not going to use the word irregardless. It's not a word. It's regardless. Hi, Azim. How are you feeling this morning? Yeah. Your morning routine or your nighttime practices, for you to get success, they must continue. They have to continue. If we do not continue our morning routines or any routine you have, it could be a 12 o'clock routine. It could be routine to stop in a moment and say, I deserve a break. I deserve a little bit. Thank you, Azim. I deserve a little bit of success. I deserve to continue. I feel better when I do it. I hear you. No turning back. If you are on a particular routine that works for you, and even when it looks like it's not working for you, do not turn back, because you are always just 3 feet from goal. Good morning, Kimberly. Those of you who have ever read the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, stop for a minute. And he tells us a story about a father and a son that were digging for gold. And they were digging for years and years and years. And they got a power shortage for a second. Can you believe that? That happens when there's rain. How are you guys feeling this morning? So, hi, Coley. Good morning. Thanks for joining. So, listen to that. If you read the book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, he tells you the story of the father and the son digging for gold, panning for gold, rather. And they had put all they had into doing it, every ounce of money they had. But they got so frustrated because they just had been doing this for years. Good morning, Yuko. How are you feeling today? And nothing was happening. They weren't getting any gold. And they stopped. They sold their rights to somebody else. And they gave up. And that person found out they were exactly 3 feet from the vein of gold they were looking for. 3 feet from that vein of gold. And that is why when I speak with you and what I practice myself is I do not give up. I know it is difficult, it's challenging to get up every day and to do those routines, knowing that you might be taking one tiny step forward. And let me show you what I mean when I talk about one tiny step forward. When you are searching for gold, you might come across a lot of dross, which is the bad stuff, and you have to give it up. And all you're seeing is that tiny thread, right? And that is about 1.5 inches, something like that. But the more you dig, the more you will find this. It gets longer. And that is what it is. It's not, maybe not longer as long as it could go, but it's going to get there. Because you are continuing in. You're continuing in. Heard me? Continuing in. Not continue in. Continue in what you're doing. You're staying on it. It looks like, oh my God, I will never get to where I have to go. I will never win this. I will never succeed. Good morning, sister. How are you feeling today? polishing toilets, feeling wonderful. I can imagine you on her toilets. So there you go. When you have a routine, do not give up on your routine because you slept in. Do not give up on your routine because something else happened. What you have to remember to do is to stay focused on your routine. That is the only thing you can do. Because once you stop, right, or you turn back, when you're driving a car, look at the size of the rearview mirror. It's this small, but you have this big windscreen in front of you, and you can see. I know since the power went off, it's just terrible. No light, no, what do you call it, no Wi-Fi, but you guys are there. Hang on, and let's see how we're doing. It says it's using data. We don't care. We're going to do this. Hi, cousin. How are you feeling today, Ezra? So this is what you have. You have a routine. You have something you do every day. But you are heading to success. That's your whole idea. If I do this, I will do that. If I start cleaning the floor, I will have the success of having clean floors. But you stop. And you leave that pail of water in the middle of the floor or something, or a wet floor, and you forgot and you sighed. Okay, was that successful? No. So we have to remember, do not stop when you have a routine. When you have something you do every day at the same time, make sure you do that. Make sure you are in the awareness that, hey, today I am going to do it like this. I am going to stop in the moment and I'm going to choose to function like this. I'm not turning back. I'm going to hold on. Do not turn back. Do not jump off and say, I'm going to jump over here and do something. Do not let your mind wander to something else. Ask for guidance instead. I will give you, those of you that have a pen and paper, write those 3 sentences down. Most of you that are here believe in a God of some kind. But listen to what I say. I say, God, Father God, however you want to call him, what it is you want me to do. What it is you want me to do. Where do you want me to go? And what do you want me to say and to whom? And you continue on doing what you're doing. You do not know where to do. Ask. Ask for guidance. Ask for that guidance that is silly. As I said, the guidance, and you get a silly answer. You ask God, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do for my salvation? What do you want me to do? And where do you want me to go? Where do you want me to go? And where and what do you want me to say and to whom when I get where you want me to go? That's not too much to ask. Because the thing is, we forget we can ask that of God. And then we forget even still that God is not going to answer, and we keep begging like beggars. Praying, asking questions is not to beg. We go back with this, internet came back on, that what we are doing is waiting for an answer. When we order something from Amazon and they said it would be there in 24 hours or 2 days, do you go back tomorrow and order another one? But we do that with God. We ask and we forget that there is a moment when we are on that routine that works. We stop. You don't know what to do. You actually stop. I have a more common one that I use. If you were me, what would you do now? That one is tricky. And that one is when you are in a situation you do not know what to do. When you are in a situation, good morning, Arita, how are you feeling today? And somebody is bugging you. And somebody is putting you down. And somebody is gnawing at you. And while they're speaking, or while the circumstance at work is not nice, all you need to say is, if you were me, God, what would you do now? And that is when you are in the trial position. But when you have your routine, you must realize your routine must continue if you want success to happen. So that's a different thing. When you want your routine to continue because you want success to happen and you're not sure, Father God, what would you have me do? What do you want me to do? And then, where do you want me to go? I don't know where to go. And what should I say? And to whom? So you ask those kind of questions. And honestly, that is enough of praying. That is praying. That is pouring your heart from inside out, not from outside in. When we let what happens on the outside of our lives affect us internally, we are not giving the power to the God that is inside of us, which has created you to be a mimic of Him. Good morning, Marina. How are you feeling today? So when you have a routine, you have to realize your routine must continue. It must continue for success to happen. In Think and Grow Rich, they were 3 feet from the vein of gold they were looking for. Just 3 feet. If you've been digging for gold for years and you have 3 feet left, what should they have done, that father and son? It tells you the story in Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. What should they have done? Should they have sat down in that vein, in that ground digging for gold and ask, should we quit? Should we stop? Maybe. But instead, they let what they could see on the outside help them to make a decision on what was further in. It was still inside. 3 feet from where they stopped and sold their rights to the mine to somebody else, there was gold. And they tell you that. Hello, Peter. Good morning. How is the weather in Malaysia? Good night, sorry. Yes. 3 feet from gold. 3 feet. And they stopped. They sold their rights to the mine. So that is a lesson. Think, the man said, and grow rich. He didn't say to think and do not apply your thoughts to your actions. You have a routine. I have a routine. I will always forever remind you guys that when I started doing this 4.5 years ago on this thing, I had no idea which end of the phone was up or down. I didn't, as a matter of fact, TikTok. Rita introduced me to get on TikTok. I got on TikTok and it flew. I don't have 1 million followers, but when you have 69,000 likes, something is happening that is right. But do I stop? When I lose followers, do I stop? I don't care. As I read that thing to you guys yesterday, that one woman that went on the YouTube channel and said, hey lady, I agree with you. I started planning for 2025 in July. That was sufficient for me to realize I must continue. What is your propeller to make you continue? Is it the feeling that you get when you do what you do? Well, if that is the case, you need to continue. That is good. The point is, though, we feel obligated to do things that bring us new joy. We do it because, you know, it's my lot in life. I have to do it. I'm married. I can't go now. Make my bed. I have to lie down on it. Who said that? Can you modify it? Yeah. So your routine might need to be modified, but you do not give up. And when again you're in doubt and you ask God, if you were me, what would you do? Good morning, Georgie. How are you feeling this morning? What would you say? You have a routine that you do every day. Every day. And while you're busy doing the routine, this little thought comes popping into your head. Hey, do this. Write it. What are you committed to do to win? What are you committed to do to be successful? And if that is a change that requires, it's not getting off the track, it's not leaving the race, it's not jumping off. It's staying on track and continuing towards the finish line. and realizing that the taste of the journey as you're going is going to be different. But that does not give you a right to let go of that dream, goal, or desire that you so desire, that you pray about. And when the critics comes, you have to be strong enough to say, I am doing my best. And we already know, we go, you know what, we are so funny, human beings. Like we know that person over there is just going to put us down. But yet we go back there again. It's like we are glutton for punishment. We go back again. We know they're going to tell you, you look this way, you're this is that, you're not doing it well. We know that. We go back there again. They did it already. So we seem to forget the lesson that Maya Angelou said. When somebody shows you who they are the first time, just believe them. Because they're not going to change. They have no desire to change. So why do you go back there and ask that same question? Because you know they're going to put you down. But we seem to have a feeling to go back to this thing. And what we must do is to relax in the moment and hold on to our dream, goal, and desire and know, if I continue, I will win. If I had stopped 4.5 years ago, I wouldn't meet so many amazing and wonderful human beings like you guys. Aman, good morning. How is the weather in India today? Good night, sorry, Aman. Or good afternoon. Anyway, it's 10.5 hours ahead of us. So, what we have to remember is giving up because it's tough, giving up because we cannot see the vein of gold, giving up because we are saying, I put enough into this already. I gave it my best already. So I'm just going to walk away. And then the person that made that decision, you know what though? The father and the son that was 3 feet from finding gold, and they didn't know that they were so close to that vein of gold, and they sold their rights to the mine to this person, and they found it 3 feet later. 3 feet. 36 inches, guys. And there it was. That person will sit in the village of regret. I assure you, that's where the father and son sat. Picture it. A young version crossing the knee, the legs at the knee. An older version crossing the legs at the knee. A hat put on his head. Some cragged lines on the face from working so hard and trying. The young son with the anger of not winning, of having given up, coming out of him. Because he had so much in him to go. But between the two, they chose not to continue. And they will tell you, we were only 3 feet from goal when we gave up. And here we are today. And that storyteller is telling you that story. And if you're close enough to listen to the story of someone who has regretted an action they took, I dare you to look into their eye. Almost like you would think they cannot see you. Do you know why? Because their mind is when they made the decision. That's where they are. They cannot let it go. It affected them so harshly. That's what you avoid when you hold on for dear life. It is stuck to you. In so many poems, I think that when your hands are cutting, that is what Rudyard Kipling said. Hold on. When everything is in you is giving up, and ask your nerve and your sinew to give you one more chance. One more chance. And that is what we have to learn to do. Our routines are important. The routines that you do daily are important. There is a reason and a purpose why you started them. Do not let the clouds of failure take away the shine that they brought to you when you thought of doing them. Move the clouds from your view and feel that joy, that energy that you had when you decided, I can do this. I must win. I have to get this. Hi, Ellen. Good morning. How are you feeling today? You have to remember your routine must continue for success to happen. Giving up because you are not getting the type of business you're craving is not an option. Show up. Napoleon Hill told you they were 3 feet from finding gold. And they sold their rights to the mine, and the people found it. And if you doubt me, talk to someone who had a plan, who had a routine that they started because they had a hunger to succeed. And when they realized it needed more than what they could give, they did not stop and said to their nerve and sinew and heart and thoughts and mind, come on, let's do this. Let's go a little further. Let's push a little harder. Let's reach a little higher. I found that out, when you watch TV, if you have realized you are watching TV, you're giving your time to a program, and at the end of the program, there isn't one flipping nugget you can use to enhance your life, you need to really change that one. I was watching a show, and I always remember it. It's something Jillian had taped and she put it on. And it was something to do with people that sell expensive houses in California and New York or whatever, those kind of people. But they have something. They do not stop doing it. They think. But that particular program, this woman from LA, however, had gone to Dubai. And in Dubai, there was this man dressed in crystal white. It was so white from head to toe in his outfit, his Muslim outfit. You could see he was impeccable. And she was stunning. And he said to her, and I learned that from him, he said, this is what we created last year, that building. And this year, we want to create this, and we want you to sell it. And every time we do something, we raise our bar. Every one we do has to be better than the one we did before. So I learned that lesson. That lesson meant to me is that I do not compete with anybody else in the world. My big competition is me. I do not look left. I do not look right. I do most certainly never look back. People will remind me and want to bring me back there, and I can't go there with you. You're on your own. But that man taught me something. I don't remember anything else. But I remember he said, we raise our bar every time. We want it to be better than the last one. And we're continuing. And we're continuing to increase our level. And that's all. But if somebody says to you, like a friend of mine said to me, oh, for the time you've been on whatever this is, social media, you should have more followers. And I go, okay. And then I said, followers does not feed me. And she said, what do you mean? I said, 1 million followers does not feed me. I have seen people, Yuko and I talk about that. They have 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 followers, and they dare do something, and 2 people show up. So there I am with my little 1,200 followers on Instagram, and I don't care. They come, they go, sell a mem shows. It means the same. What matters is that one woman yesterday that went on the YouTube channel and saw and made that comment. She mattered. Because of my routine, I'm keeping my routine, I continue, I got success. If somebody can take their time and write you a paragraph telling you they are so happy that you are their confirmation of what they did in July to enhance themselves. Hi, Christine, good morning. To bring themselves to realize they're on the right track, then it's enough. So when you have a routine and the routine works for you, do not stop, because it's going to take you to the success. It only happens when you continue with your routine. How are you feeling today, Christina? And go further. Napoleon Hill told us they were 3 feet from gold. Raise your level. Make up your mind that you are going to be the best that you can be. Your best, not the best of somebody else. When somebody wants to take you and compare you and tell you this person did better than you, you have to remind them your only competitor is yourself. And that's why I always get a little bit of inspiration from something I watch or read. I always do. It's not every day I can use it. Some needs to be stretched and pulled open. Oh, that's okay, Christian, but you're there. You came just in time to hear what you're supposed to hear. Continue. Your routines must continue for you to get success. So if you have something you do not give it up. Do not turn back. Do not jump off and ask for guidance. Follow the silly guidance. Do not stop. Go inward to find that busy need. Go inside of you. What did I say? Your believer universe. God, what is your plan for me when you don't know what to do? Where do you desire me to go when you don't know where to go? What do you want me to say and to whom when you don't know what to say and you don't know who to say it to? And when you are in a turmoil or you have to have an argument or you are in it and you do not want to go down the rabbit hole, that person who insults you, you didn't insult them back. You do not want to go there. You pause, shake your head and you go, if you were me, what would you do now? That's all. But do not stop. If you have a nighttime routine, I don't turn TV on anywhere I am after 6. My phone cuts off sometimes, I think too early, but that's okay. It's still light outside, but it's peaceful for me at 6. So I write my 5 things to be grateful for at 6 o'clock at night. And then I do my nighttime meditation, prayer, whatever you want to call it. And then when it's time to go to bed, that's done. I go to bed with the satisfaction that I did my nighttime practices. I get up at 4:15. It's not always easy. It's never easy. What you're talking about? It's never easy, Tessa-Marie, to get up at 4:15. It's hard. It's challenging. But I know if I don't, I will not accomplish my routines. And if I do not accomplish my routines, I will not get the success that I crave. So therefore, I wake up. My feet hit the ground and I say, thank you, Father God, for giving me another opportunity to be here today. Drink my water, get my watch, put it back on, start 20 minutes of exercises and do it. When that is done, I finish drinking if there is more water left. And as I'm leaving my bedroom door, I say, come on, Father God, let's go give the world 110%. So that's my partner. And he doesn't ask, or she doesn't ask me to compete. The universe is your partner, and they do not ask you to compete. They ask you to show up. Just show up. So if you have something you want to do, like sometimes I want to sew, I'm designing something to wear. So I have 15 minutes. What do? I take that 15 minutes to steam the fabric or put it in the washing machine or stretch it out. When I paint, I might place the easel there and all the things that I need to print some little flowers on a card or something, and I paste them there. I don't do it right away. But so it takes 15 minutes. I want to declutter. I spend 15 minutes of decluttering. I must do it. I write for 15 minutes. Sometimes, and I write every day, but sometimes my mind demands more, and I will go for half an hour, 2 hours. And then I read, and I can curl with a book. Curl with that little book for hours. I don't even need to eat. Give me raisins and cheese and some almonds, I'm good, and warm water. That's me. But I know those little routines. I feel so much better. When I'm writing and I can hear my head dancing, I don't know where the words come from, but if I put on music and I have it on a headphone and I'm writing, it's like I'm having a dance with my brain. It just does its thing. I love that. And when I read back to some of you what I've read, what I've written, they say, how did you do that? I remember somebody saying to me, this is so deep. And she said, when did you? I said, about 15 minutes ago. How long did it take you? 20 minutes. I was in the zone. I caught it because I do it. Do not give up on the things you desire to have in your life. When you see you cannot feed it anymore, here's the last thing I will tell you about this today. When you cannot feed your dream, goal, or desire to come, ask it to feed you. Say, what do you want me to do? So you can become a reality in my life. Talk to it, but do not give up. Yes, just show up for yourself, as you say, turn the mic on and talk. Others will come who are compelled. I go with people that are smarter than me. Like when I say smarter, they have this wisdom. Nelson Mandela had it, and yet Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King. Teach one. Just teach one, not 101. If I teach you and you teach someone else and they teach someone else, that is like the water hyacinth. The lilies that grow on the pond, the water hyacinth. It just keeps spreading one little step at a time. I told you about the two brothers, the two frogs that were brothers, and they jumped into an urn of milk, and they couldn't come out. And they had to paddle to come out, but they couldn't. One brother said, you know what, I'm fed up, I'm giving up. He's drunk, sank to the bottom and drowned. The other one kept paddling and paddling and paddling until he turned the butter to cream. The milk to cream, to butter. And he was able to jump out and save his life. He didn't give up. Do not give up. The thing that we love the most, that we crave for the most, and we love, and when we do not get it in the winter, we go buy a lamp at Amazon to mimic it, the sun. The sun is always shining. The sun never gives up. Even if you cannot see it, it is still working. So even if nobody sees you, Ellen and Arita and myself and you can, all of you who are on social media doing your thing, that doesn't mean you should stop. Even if nobody sees you, that doesn't stop. Because the sun is shining. It just, nobody sees it because the cloud is there. But if you notice, when the cloud takes a nap, the sun jumps in. I'm here, hello. And when we do not get it, we go buy it. We buy a lamp and we sit by it. Yet we do not want to be as consistent and persistent as the sun. We want to succeed. So the routines we put in place must never, ever, ever, ever stop. Because it's only by doing it that success happens. Have an amazing and wonderful day. Guys, listen to this. I'm leaving tomorrow to go visit my son and his wonderful, beautiful wife. I'll be gone for 2 weeks. That doesn't mean I won't do the morning blessings, because he said to me, you can do your thing. Those of you who have sons, you know that's how they talk to you. He said, Mom, you can do your thing. I don't care. There's a lot of space to do your thing. Find a space and do your thing. And so I'll be in the US. And then on Sunday, we will be doing the morning blessings, and I'll be in, not morning blessings, sorry, the Sunday self-care show. Yuko and I'll be in the US doing it. So I have a list of things to do. I have 12 things on the list. of things I haven't packed. So can you imagine the day? But you know, I have a secret weapon. Can I share my secret weapon with you? I tap into the ministry of angels and I say, thank you, Ellen. Ministry of angels, send me all the angels I need to help me to do what I have to do. Because I need angels to help me do all that I need to do before I leave. Yesterday, I had a lot of things that just came pouring in. For example, two of the switches, I have this little person that she wants to turn on the switch, so she jumps and she breaks them. So two switches had to be done in two different areas. So Matt came to do them. While Matt came to do them, I'm seeing somebody shouting my name, go to the back. There's the man who needs to resurface the garage floor coming to give me an estimate. I had to go get my nails done. Then I have to go to the doctor to get my pen, if in case I eat something I'm allergic to, so they stab me, or I stab myself. So I have all these things to do. And I still have to go pick up popcorn for my son that he likes. You can't get it in the States, especially popcorn from Colonel's in Toronto. And there is more. And I still haven't packed. So I'm going for 2 weeks. I don't know. Anyway, the point of it is I need all the help from the angel. My guardian angel, Joy, she's got it. And the ministry of angel will send you help. Ask, just call. There's a ministry. Angels are in abundance. You don't believe me? Just try it though. Another tip for you, when you have a lot to do and you find that you're going to be overwhelmed, just try putting something red on you. That's the magic color for getting things done. It just stimulates you see the color red, it brings all the energy going and you're just going. Have a great day though. So let me just say, Christina and Arita and Ellen and Yukon, Aman and Georgie and Marina and Colin and my nephew and Loretta, wonderful human beings. Have a great and amazing day. Thank you for dropping by. I love, respect you. And we will see me on Sunday. And then you'll see me after that. So let's have some fun. Love you. And I appreciate you. Thank you for coming. Taking all your valuable time to do that. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.